just apparently any black person that doesn't want to be arrested can just ignore police officers and do whatever the heck they want, just like what happened in that clip. That seems to be the attitude of a lot of people on the left. Hey there, fellow tacticians. Don't forget to like and subscribe and ring that little notification bell, because the more likes and subscriptions I get, the more people see my conservative content, which will make America a better place and angers the dark cyber overlords at YouTube.
Oh, you messed it up. You're stupid.
For today's Daily Dose of Stupid, the left pontificating on what police ought to do has gotten utterly insane. And so I want to make this very clear. It's not as though police are above reproach and can never do anything wrong and they're magical unicorns that never make mistakes. They're human beings. Sometimes police do things that they shouldn't have. Sometimes they are acting in the way that is legally allowable, but they probably should have had better sense than to do this. I think, for example, with the Eric Garner thing, I understand why legally there were not repercussions for the way that they behaved. They couldn't have possibly known that the guy had a pre-existing condition. And I do think that the police should have let up once he stopped resisting. Absolutely. I think that Eric Garner's life could have been spared if that had taken place. But I'm just using that as an example of where police, I don't think, acted exactly the way they should have. I don't think that the cops involved should have been tried for murder or anything like that. But I do think that there is lessons to be learned there. With Rashard Brooks, frankly, the only thing police did wrong there is not being more aggressive, is not putting him into a chokehold immediately and being able to pin him down, which, probably would have resulted in Brooks being taken in alive as opposed to trying to harm the police officers and wind up losing his own life in the process. With Breonna Taylor, I don't think the cops acted incorrectly there. I don't think that really either side, Breonna Taylor's boyfriend or the police officers, acted in a way that was irresponsible or unreasonable given the situation. But the police officers should have never been put in that position or put the other party involved in that position. So even though I don't think the cops did anything wrong, that is indicative of something with the no-knock warrants, with the overzealous creating a conflict where none previously existed when it comes to serving warrants like this. That is something that I do think needs to be changed. But all of that being said, ultimately, I don't approve of any kind of police reform that is going to put police officers or people around them in danger. They have a right to defend their own life. There are things that we can talk about that probably do need changing. The no-knock warrant thing or the bill that Rand Paul put forward, that's something that I think that both parties should be able to at least talk about and have an adult conversation on whether or not that is a good idea or not. But ultimately, I want to show this clip that was put together by Key and Peele, which if you've never seen them, they're comedians, they're hysterical. Some of their stuff is fantastic. The East versus West game with the goofy names, the NFL infield celebration sketch that they do, absolutely hilarious. What's the other one? Racist country music. That one's really good. So these guys are absolutely hilarious. Keep in mind, I am not saying that the clip itself is stupid. I think the clip is actually really clever. I'm saying that this seems to be what a leftist believes that police officers are supposed to be like. It seems, based on their commentary of what the cops should have done in the case of people like Jacob Blake or the case with the gas station there in Mississippi. His name escapes me right now. Pellinen, I think was his last name. The way that they have reacted to those cases, or the way that they've reacted to several of the other cases when it comes to police officers giving a lawful order and people just straight up ignoring it and then being upset when that person winds up getting killed by the police officers just doing their job and trying to keep the public safe. It seems, based on their commentary of what the cops should have done, that this is kind of the way that they view it. And so the stupidity in this clip is not the clip itself, it's the underlying thing that the clip is making fun of. Let's go ahead and watch.
Freeze! Police! Hands up. Do not get near that car. Wait, get away from it. No, don't go near that car. Don't open that door. Do not open that door. Don't open it. Do not open the car door. Don't you open that door. Do not get in that car. Freeze! Your butt better not hit that seat. Get out of there. Get out of the car right now. No, you don't. Don't you dare reach for that glove compartment. Don't reach for that glove compartment. Get away from the glove compartment. Get away from the glove compartment. Don't you open it. Do not grab that gun. Whatever you do, you better not grab that gun. You better not grab that gun. Do not pull that gun on me. Put that down. Don't you pull that gun on me. No, hey, put that down. Don't do it. Not again.
Like I said, Key and Peele, those guys are hysterical. And what they are illustrating there is this idiotic idea that you just get to ignore a police officer even when he's given you a warning, even when his firearm is trained on you, even when you're engaged in activity that could put the police officer himself or other people in danger, that you get to just ignore that person and just drive off whenever you don't want to be arrested. That's not how any of this works. But based on what they're saying, for example, with the Jacob Blake thing, and by the way, keep in mind that this video was actually made before the Jacob Blake thing came out. But with the Jacob Blake thing, based on the commentary, well, they should have tased him. Okay, they did tase him. Well, they should have wrestled him to the ground. They did wrestle him to the ground. He got away from them. Well, what they should have done is, well, the only thing that was left at that point was either to shoot him or to allow him to just drive off with kids in the back, with the weapon potentially in his vehicle. Just apparently any black person that doesn't want to be arrested can just ignore police officers and do whatever the heck they want, just like what happened in that clip. That seems to be the attitude of a lot of people on the left. Again, there are some cases where police officers acted in a way that is not befitting of a law enforcement officer, and we can talk about those. We can talk about police reform. I'm fine with having those conversations. But when you're telling me that what a police officer ought to do is to never end somebody's life, even when they are doing activities that would put that police officer and other people around him in danger, I'm sorry, that's a non-starter. I can't go there with you at that point. And that illustrated exactly what these people seem to think police officers are actually supposed to do. People ask me all the time, Caleb, how do you stay in such great shape? Well, let me tell you, it's not easy. The secret is a steady diet consisting mostly of likes and subscriptions, especially the ones where the person hits the notification bell. That's what actually gives me my superhuman strength. Likes, as it turns out, are very high in protein and iron. Sadly, doesn't do anything for your hair.